Alright, so ever since I made that controller sensitivity video, somebody has requested that I make a full controller settings video, and so I decided to dive into that. This will apply for both Warzone and multiplayer. So yeah, hopefully this video is not too long. I'm not going to try to take too much of your time, but I do want to stop and explain sometimes when it comes to different settings. But anyways, first things first, for the button layout preset, this will depend on your personal preferences, of course. If you like playing with different buttons, do test them out. I do like the default one, so I will leave it at default. Same thing for the layout preset. You know, just check it out to whatever you like. And of course, if you like the invert vertical look, so let's say you prefer holding down when you want to look up and the opposite, then of course enable this. And if you want it only for airplanes, helicopters, or for everything, you know, I like it disabled. I don't like inverted look. It looks kind of weird in my opinion, and it feels weird. I don't even know if anyone actually plays inverted look, but yeah. Here, this is probably one of the most important ones when you are you know, changing your controller settings, my opinion. So if you have a newer controller, obviously you shouldn't have an issue with you know, your stick drift, but as you guys can see here, mine is just moving on its own, the right stick and also the left stick. So yeah, this is why you want to set this at 0 first. And what you're going to want to do is, of course, do it one by one. Just raise it up. So I'm going to fix my right stick first. I'm going to bump it by maybe 2 each time. So my right stick is still moving. I'm going to put it at 0.04. It's still moving a tiny bit, so I'm going to raise it at 0.06. I don't think it's moving anymore. It's just my left stick at this point. So that's why we're going to adjust our left stick right now. Same thing. I mean, it's a little bit worse than my right stick, I think. So I'm going to raise it by 0.04 each time. I mean, okay. Okay, it doesn't move as much. And to be honest, I think I could deal with it, and it's not gonna like affect my gameplay too much. So that's how you set your dead zone pretty much. Here, the left stick max input and right stick max input. You don't want to touch this, just keep it at default. It says here, decrease the value to reach maximum input with less physical stick movement. So if you want to make it like just super like sensitive, then raise that up. But in my opinion, you shouldn't really mess with that, because it's your sensitivity that matters the most and not your actual stick. So don't really touch this, in my opinion. Here, horizontal stick sensitivity 10:9. Of course, this will depend on you if you want to play at like 1, because it's super fast and you're new to like shooters, and go with 1. But if you are, I don't know, someone that's more comfortable with like higher sense, like 2020, then of course go in 2020. You know, you're like, you know, those insane TikTokers, bang. But just for my competitive advantage, I personally play at 10:9. Why 9? It's just because I feel like sometimes, you know, guns tend to be a little bit more vertical and hard to control than horizontal. You know, horizontal is kind of important. You do want to be able to turn, but looking upwards is not as important. Like, look, the moving you have to do from here to here compared to here is huge. So I mean, that's pretty much why. Custom sensitivity per zoom, I already explained this on my video, but I make it gradual from 0.75, then I increase it by 15, and then by 10, then by 10, and by 15 once again. So pretty much by 0.75 to 1.25 gradually. Reason is because on lower zoom, so like guns like SMGs, pistols, close range ARs, I like to make them move a little bit less when I'm shooting. But when it comes to snipers, like this is my sensitivity, I do want it slightly faster than my current sense. So that's why I multiply it by 1.25. Again, you're gonna have to test this out yourself. You know what makes you comfortable. If you don't want to mess with these, of course you could turn it off and just, it's gonna be a 1. So whatever your sense is whatever your ADS sense will be as well. So yeah. Next thing, aim response curve type. This is pretty much like how your thumbstick will react. There's an explanation here, but it's not that simple to understand. Simple power curve, and then there's aim stick, which is currently directed to your aim rate, and then there's a reverse S curve, which is kind of for like finer aim, like for those micro adjustments. It's not as crazy as linear, but it's slightly more than standard, and I find that it is a little bit more accurate. So I personally play dynamic. Controller vibration, disable this. There's no use for you to turn this on unless you're playing the campaign, the main story. Aim assist, I play on standard. I know some people tell me that they like precision because it's more precise, but in my opinion, if all you do is snipe, then precision is really good. But if you do mess with other guns, then you are going to struggle because it's going to fight against you. And same thing for focusing. You'd probably think that focusing is better because it has stronger aim assist, but then the problem is that there's going to be a bigger box around your opponent, and sometimes it's going to fight against you, and also it might you know, go like in a direction. Let's say you're looking at someone and then someone comes in front of you, then you might lock into that person instead of the one that's over there, and it's just going to cause too many issues. So I wouldn't use focusing, in my opinion. Just standard aim assist should be perfect. Scale aim assist with FOV, I wouldn't turn this on, in my opinion. It's just gonna affect like your hitbox and stuff like that. So just leave it disabled, and the rest is pretty much personal preferences. I hold for aim down sight. Some people like to just toggle it, like hit it once and it will aim. I don't like that. Same thing for my equipment and for steady aim. Steady aim, maybe you could put the toggle. Honestly, it's not really going to change it or make a difference. Like, if you just toggle it, you wouldn't have to hold it and break your fingers. So, I mean, I guess I'll leave it at toggle for now. And here is probably one of the most important settings. Use reload behavior. You want contextual tap. So, tap to reload and to use as well. So, my opinion, you don't have to like physically, you know, hold X or hold square or whatever your reload button is. Pretty much just and press it and your finger's off, you know. Same thing for like when you're interacting with doors. My opinion, everything should be like way easier and way faster. So contextual tap is definitely the way to go. Complete the ammo switch. I like to enable it. So let's say you're out of ammo, it's gonna switch to your next weapon. So yeah, slide behavior, tap as well. Same reasons as contextual tap. It's really just, you know, so you don't have to hold it. Auto move forward, I disabled this, but I do have automatic sprint enabled to automatic tack sprint. Just because I don't want to like break my controller, but also I don't want to break my fingers. So right now I'm pretty much just pressing forward, and I don't need to like press it. I just have to go forward and it starts running. So yeah, kind of convenient in my opinion. Parachute auto deploy, I would turn this off, my opinion. This is for like Warzone. It's better that you just practice your own landing instead of relying on the game, because sometimes the game will throw you off or make you deploy your parachute and somebody could just shoot you midair. So yeah, anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Don't forget to drop a like and subscribe. Anyways, I'll see you guys next time. Ciao.